Governor Susana Martinez is expected to sign a bill that bans texting while driving in New Mexico.
And if and when she does sign this into law, the way it's worded could make it hard for investigators to enforce it. Even if you're caught, an officer has to prove you are breaking the law before you're fined. Basically, he has to prove you're texting and driving. The bill says officers cannot look at your phone or take it away from you because of privacy concerns. Officers can still catch you on lapel video or testify that they saw you texting. Now, if a bad crash hurts or even kills someone, well, of course, that's a different story.
If there was a suspicion that texting while driving was a part of it or was a cause of it, the officer, as part of the investigation, would seize the cell phone and complete a search warrant.
Senator Peter Worthier says lawmakers didn't want police to be able to actually take your phones and have access to drivers' personal information, such as emails. Drivers caught texting while driving face a $25 fine the first time, $50 every time after that. Well, Santa Fe County now has one of the highest minimum wages in the whole nation after county commissioners unanimously approved a wage hike there. 5-0 vote means unincorporated areas of the county that fall under the $7.50 an hour rate will now go up to $10.66 an hour. City of Santa Fe's current wage of $10.50 increases to the same rate this Saturday. The new county minimum wage kicks in 60 days from now. That would be in April. Well, more money is needed for water resources all across New Mexico. That's according to Governor Susana Martinez.
During the National Groundwater Association meeting yesterday, the governor said she'll ask the legislature for $111 million. She says the money would help maintain water resources and infrastructure. With a severe drought, access to water is already limited. The governor says wildfires make it even tougher to deal with in certain communities.
That debris ends up coming down the mountains and into watersheds and into communities, and it really does cause huge problems for those communities to clear it out and have clean water to be coming out of the tap.
Governor Martinez says many of these communities cannot afford to get new wells or even maintain old ones. There is still a lot of buzz about the massive Tesla battery factory, which may or may not be built in New Mexico. Well, now Panasonic says it could invest nearly $1 billion in the Tesla battery factory. That pushed both stocks sharply higher recently. New Mexico and Nevada are believed to be finalists for the plant. The $2 billion factory would hire about 2,000 workers. Tesla says the factory will be very green, using a lot of solar power with no emissions or toxic waste. An announcement about where they will end up building could come anytime now. As the Lobos gain more and more of the spotlight for their outstanding performances this season, fan antics get crazier and crazier, so they seem. But could it be all going too far now?
That's a very good question this morning. The latest, not sure if you heard about this, a sexual taunt directed at a Lobos star's sister has led to a lot of anger. At last week's game against UNLV, Runnin' Rebels fans held signs up saying, quote, "I took Bairstow's sister's V card," aka her virginity. It's talking about a Utah State player, Stephanie Bairstow's sister of Lobos star Cameron Bairstow. After Bairstow dominated that game against San Diego State, the UNLV student section graphic designer tweeted out a picture with a message, quote, "We all had sexual relations with that woman."
I thought I was like disrespectful and unnecessary. Like, it was low blow.
All right, and not the only one this season when Colin Neal had an emergency appendectomy. During the offseason, San Diego State student section wished for further infection for the freshman. Another UNLV fan tweeted out this picture of Jamal Fenton on a leash. Many took that as racist, but Lobo fans have behaved badly too. After a post-game scuffle at the pit on Saturday, fans pelted San Diego State players with drinks. Keep it classy, Lobos. All right, fire department captain accused of showing up to a New Year's Day fire drunk has been fired, but the county says it's not because of that. Valencia County Fire Department Captain Nathan Gonzalez and a volunteer firefighter are accused of showing up drunk to the fire. The volunteer firefighter was suspended for a week. Gonzalez was given a written reprimand, but later he was fired for violating the county's nepotism policy, which the county says it was already looking into before the incident in January. Gonzalez is the fire chief's brother. The chief tells us his brother says he was not drunk at that fire.
Well, here is an update to a story we brought you as breaking news yesterday. We now know the name of the driver who police say collided with a semi after going the wrong way on I-25. It happened near Bernardo. It shut down the freeway for hours yesterday morning. Officials say the wrong way driver, 30-year-old Gilbert Garcia, was killed. The semi-truck driver only had a minor injury. It is not clear why Garcia was traveling in the wrong direction. State police are waiting on tests to see if alcohol was a factor. Well, today, the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office is getting some much-needed life-saving equipment.
The gear worth nearly $17,000 is all thanks to donations from a well-known sandwich shop. Bernalillo County is getting 30 active shooter armor kits. The gear will protect first responders during life-threatening situations. It's all through Firehouse Subs, which created the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation that collects money and gives equipment and education to first responders.
Thanks to the generous contributions of our customers when they either round up at the register or they donate into our donation bucket.
Money well spent here. Firehouse Subs sells recycled pickle buckets for $2 so they can collect spare change for the foundation. I want one of those. Foundation collects the donations all across the country. Has given $8.3 million in 39 states, nearly $24,000 of it right here in New Mexico, and those sheriff's deputies could definitely use that equipment.